Again, today we're going to be looking at a pressure washer. Customers told me that the engine itself feels like it's locked up. He can't pull it to get it to start. Sure enough, it don't pull. So brought it in for me to take a look at. So we're going to look at that today. As you've heard in my other videos, if you haven't, same story. This is a working shop, so I stop from time to time to help my customers on the phone or in person. Otherwise, I try to run my videos mostly straight through so you can see actually what we've got going on here. There's no movie magic happening. We also want to maintain safety while we're in the shop. Wear the appropriate stuff so you don't get hurt. And at no time is any of this that I'm telling you is something that's dissuades you from going to a proper shop, certified shop, to do any of the work. This is just to help you out, help understand what's happening when things occur with your equipment. So going back to the original, customer said it's locked up. Sure enough, it's locked up. When he brought it in, I also noticed, I don't know if you can see it or not, nice shiny tire. And that as well. Oil's not supposed to be on the carburetor. So that tells me that the machine has rolled over. So more than likely, when the machine rolls over, the oil, because of gravity, is going to go to the lowest point. So it's going to be the upper end or the side of the engine. When that happens, you get excess oil in the valves of the engine. It also runs back into the carburetor, fills this up with oil. A lot of times it actually fill the air filter up with oil as well. And go ahead and pull that off while I'm talking about it. I'm going to look at it and just see. Not always. I've had them come in here though where they were, you might not be able to see what I'm doing. I'm just taking the breather off, the air filter off the carburetor. And I don't see any residue here, so more than likely the air filter is probably okay. Drop that back on. So what we're going to have to do, we're going to turn the gasoline off on the carburetor over here. It's off. We're going to pull the bowl off the carburetor, drain whatever's inside of this carburetor here, which is more likely going to be 10W30 and not 93 or 89 or 87. Then we're going to pull the spark plug out, because that's why you can't pull it. You can compress air, but you can't compress a liquid, which is how hydraulics work. That's why hydraulics has so much pressure. It's like a steel rod in that cylinder. So when you try to pull it, that piston comes up to the top of the engine, and that little bit of liquid, it doesn't take much, it can't compress, so it's like hitting steel. It won't go anymore, okay? So we're going to get the fluid out of the carburetor as well. But first things first, we're going to drain the carburetor. Take this 10 action. This is a 10mm. Go ahead and put a rag up here, another rag up here, another rag up here. It's already starting to drip the oil. You can see it dripping that oil. That's how important it is to secure your equipment when you're driving down the road or when you're on the job. That's the inside. It's not what it's supposed to look like. That's a mix of gasoline and oil. Let that drain for a minute. Alright, that's drained off a little bit. I'm going to open the gas up, squirt it through. This is what we got. Gasoline shouldn't look like that, so that's oil. Now we're going to clean off the bowl. I just take a little bit of lacquer thinner, squirt it in there, swish it around a little bit. And wipe it out. Inside of the bowl don't look bad. Make sure the gasket's back up in place. Now I'm going to put the bowl back on. When you get the next few steps, when you actually get to running this thing, it is going to smoke. I don't care what you do, it's going to smoke. And that's normal, because it's burning the oil that's up inside where it doesn't need to be, burning all that off. Make sure my gasket's not poking out anywhere. I don't see no gasket. And it can be difficult to get it to start the first time, but it will eventually start. I'm gonna turn the gas on. Now my carburetor's filling back up. I'm getting another rag. Now we're going to take this spark plug out. And it's probably going to be coated with oil. It's very important to make sure your equipment is secured in your van, your truck, your trailer, whatever. Because there's nothing worse than getting to the job site to start a job to make you money because of a simple $5 strap or whatever. Now you can't make any money for the day because of this. Yeah, so you can see. I hope you can see. Yeah, let's get this thing into focus here. Wow, there you go. See how it's wet? Shouldn't be wet. It's oil. So, I'll lay this down for a minute. Down in that hole where the spark plug goes, down in there, there's oil. The only way to get that oil out, no, is not to roll it back over again, idiot. The only way to get that oil out is if you pull the recoil really hard with the engine turned off. Okay, turn the engine off. Make sure the switch is off so you don't get spark over here because there's still a little gas in there. Pull that recoil real hard 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. That'll push a majority of that out. Don't stand on this side when it happens because it's going to hit you right in the crotch. And that gas oil mix is going to not feel good over a period of time. It's just going to burn you. And then take an air compressor and take the air chuck, or not the air chuck, the air nozzle, stick it in the hole, blast it, blast it, blast it, and that'll blow most all of that out. So I'm not gonna subject you to all of that garbage. I'm gonna do exactly what I just said. I'm gonna go outside. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull this. I'm not gonna pull it hard, but a minute ago I couldn't even pull it. Now you can see it will pull. Okay, so that's definitely the problem. That's how to tell if it's a fluid issue inside of the engine or if your engine is actually locked up. If you take the plug out and pull it, then more likely it's just got fluid in it. So I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna yank on this thing, blow that fluid out, and I'm gonna blast it with some air. Spark plug is clean, or dry I should say. I'm gonna wash it off with some lacquer to get some residue off of it. I don't want any oil on it. Now, once I'm done with all of that, when I go to start it up, I'm gonna bring the camera back with me because I want you to see what it's gonna do after I do start it up. Because the smoking is going to be normal. There's nothing abnormal about that. But I'll see you in a few minutes. All right, there you go. So that's how you take care of an issue where the engine is rolled over. You see spatters of oil all on the outside of this thing. When it cools down, we'll wipe it down. But all of that's going to come out of the exhaust, which is why it's smoking, because you got oil in there. So you let it run until that smoke stops. When you're done, change the oil that's in it, and you should be good to go after that. Easy way to prevent this is to strap your equipment down in your van, in your truck, or whatever. Don't let it roll over. Straps are like condoms. They're fairly cheap, but when you don't use them, you can regret it. When you use them, you're usually going to take care of business. If you got any questions, find me on Facebook or drop me a message here. Facebook works better because you can send videos and pictures and whatnot, or whatever you got. Otherwise, be safe, and call your mama, tell you love her.